Wait, so what do all these pictures have in common? No one knows? There's just one thing. Juggling. Everyone here, I'm sure, has seen or experienced juggling at some point in their lives. Not only are you going to see it done again this morning, but I'm going to inform you about the history of juggling and where it can be found today. According to TopEndSports.com, juggling has been around since about 2000 BC. The first evidence was found in cave paintings done by ancient Egyptian civilizations. As you can see right here, women are dancing and throwing balls in the air. Whether this was for their own entertainment or it was a performance for everyone else around them is unknown, but this is where the history of juggling begins. Following the evidence in the cave, the record of juggling disappeared until about the Middle Ages. Lindsay Townsend writes that once it was discovered again, people were thought of as lowly street performers. They juggled in the streets to make money. They had no other source of income. They were the scum of the community. Eventually, to make more money, the jugglers incorporated magic into their acts. I have a brief video at the bottom here that will show, it's more of a modern video, but it shows you kind of what juggling would look like with magic incorporated. Okay, we can skip the video, but with the magic incorporated into the juggling, it was seen as witchcraft. And during this time, people who were witches were burned at the stake or shunned, and they were even more outcast than the street performers. As this era ended, juggling began to regain some civility. It was no longer the common man's way of earning a few extra coins, but it became more for entertainment. The book Fools Are Everywhere defines a jester as an old French word meaning juggler. That was one of the definitions. And so jugglers performed, or jesters, or jongleur is how it's said, performed for the king and for their audience. Their goal was to amuse the king, make him laugh. They told jokes and did juggling tricks. And as long as the king was happy, everyone else was happy. Another way juggling increased its popularity was through troupes. Groups of people would get together and perform difficult tricks. They would throw hats, rings, also they would do iron weights, anything to spice up their act a little bit. Juggling is still found in many places all over the world today. I'm sorry, my PowerPoint got cut off. One of the most popular places juggling can be found today is at the circus. Clowns and acrobats would incorporate throwing flaming objects. They would ride on the backs of animals, perform flips, dress up in crazy costumes. It became more of an art and less of a sport at the circus. Another place juggling can be found is at the International Juggling Association, otherwise known as the IJA. According to their website, it is a place where jugglers can get together and contact each other and interact with other jugglers. Each year they hold a conference that's all about juggling. They have competitions and seminars throughout the whole thing. This association also holds forums, they throw festivals, they do classes. Anything that involves juggling, you can bet it's going to be found here. Lastly, you're going to find juggling right here in this classroom. And this is something that I taught myself one summer because I ended up being grounded for the car wreck story that I told you at the beginning. So I taught myself how to juggle. And it's fairly easy, and if you go to the International Juggling Association website, it's something that you can find there, and there's all kinds of things. If you want to find more information on juggling, it's a great source, and it's where I found a lot of my information. In conclusion, whether it was for a king or it is at a modern-day forum, juggling can be found throughout history. It may not be as popular today as it once was, but just like NFL fans love football, There are still juggling fanatics in the world who love this sport, just like NFL fans love football. From the cave paintings done by ancient Egyptian civilizations to the U.S. Cellular Center complex, where the IJA will hold their conference this year, juggling has withstood the tests of time.